Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit and a 3D puzzle and hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave Lego the site, the tier 2 blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you're not yet a subscriber, just say hi or use other people's emotes. Or if you feel like being a lurker, go ahead and lurk. You don't have to say anything if you don't want to. It is a Monday evening. The plan is to finish up Amida's Hyakuren, which I haven't said out loud in a little bit. Aristocrat is here. Welcome, Aristocrat. The Hyakuren from Iron Blood Orphans. Going to finish that kit up. Then we will work on the... when that is done, we will start the Gundam 3D puzzle, the RX-78-2 Gundam puzzle. Which is a 3D puzzle. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. That I am interested in seeing how that goes. That was bought off my Amazon wish list, which is very kind. Yeah. That's the plan for Monday night. Talking about some wrestling a little bit. Hey, Lord Crashton, welcome, welcome. We're going to talk about some anime and manga in the second hour. Finished up the show. We're getting close to the end of another show. You know, hanging out, seeing what's up. Before we get too far into it, I do want to just kind of hit you with a reminder, the save the date for, can I get that image up? Great. Pat Baer's birthday subathon, which is this Friday from 4 p.m. Eastern until 8 p.m. Eastern. 4 hours of video games and wrestling and hanging out and trying to beat my goal of 86 subscribers. Or hit 86, which would be the most I've ever had, because I've had 85 before. So let's get it to 86, where I will drink Dilk. Mountain Dilk, which is Mountain Dew and milk. I'll do that. That's this Friday. No stream this Saturday, because I will be streaming tonight, tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, so I won't stream on Saturday. And then a week from tonight, I'll we'll continue as always. I don't plan to miss any other dates. This was just because I don't want to do 3 streams in a row. So since I'm going to stream on Friday, I'm not going to stream on Saturday. There we go. Is there anything else that I need to tell you about? I don't think so. Off the bat, let's see. Not really. We will talk. I did download some demos for Next Fest, so we will get into that probably in the second hour. I've got some Steam Next Fest things to chat with you about. 4 games that I liked. A few that I haven't tried yet that I've downloaded. Kotaku had a write-up, which was good. People have been recommending things, which was also good. So that's nice. That was a nice thing. I'm going to reply to my own tweet. I'm a little out of sorts today. I got up earlier than I normally do. We went out for breakfast for my dad for Father's Day. We didn't go yesterday because the lines would be too long at the places we wanted to go to. So we did it today. But that means I was up way earlier than I normally am, which is fine, except it isn't fine. It was okay to do. I just didn't want to. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean. I don't want that. Why am I being added into that? Every once in a while I get tagged in things. A friend of mine is into the hobby and he tags me in things, which is very kind. But sometimes he tags me in things that I'm like, I don't know why I would want that. It's okay. It's good to get up early if it's for breakfast. Yes. It's also really hot. We're in the 80s right here. I still had to go outside and do stuff, and that wasn't particularly fun. And even though the air conditioning is on, it is warm here in the bedroom because I got all the lights on. Speaking of lights, we'll go to the overhead here. I am going to, again, readjust. I have adjusted a little bit from Saturday. I'm still trying to find the best way to present my lights here with the various overhead lights I'm using. I still think that if I can get one of these lights right, I don't have to use the light on the camera, which I actually don't like the tone of that. But this is still darker than I want. This area here needs to be brighter because I'm pretty bright, but this is not. So I got to figure this shit out in a way that will be beneficial to model kit building. Because right now it's not. This is not as bright as I would like it. So I got to fucking figure that shit out. I got to move this overhead light because it's just not. It's not hitting this area. It's hitting me more than it's hitting this. Lord Crashington wants me the dance button. And you know what, Lord Crashington? I will. Here's the dance button coming right now. Bam! Bam! Ba-da-bum-bum. Okay. So we have Amida's Hyakuren, which is one of the last kits that I had never built from Iron Blood Orphans. There's like 40 something high grades, and I have built almost all of them. We're getting into the real weeds here. There's like a sixth form, the Barbatos, that I built the master grade of, but I've never built the high grade. I own that. And there's like one or two more out there that I've never built. But I've built almost all of them, that's kind of bizarre that I've almost done with every kit from a series that had 2 seasons. It's like quite a lot of kits. But let's get the side skirts on here so we can then build the weapons so we can get body complete on this. And then I can start a 3D puzzle, which should be, as I've said numerous times, that should be pretty fucking interesting. We have no stickers left on this kit. We are just applying, we're just building the side skirts, and then the weapons, and then we will call it a day on this thing. So let's get all the parts we need to do this. These are symmetrical, but they are symmetrical, but we're building them separately, and that's fine. But we'll put this here so we have some room. Just pop that right over there. But yeah, so I'm going to readjust my lighting again. Hopefully for Thursday's stream. I just ran out of time. Today I did a little bit, but I need... Here's the thing. What I'm going to have to do is probably on tomorrow and Wednesday is wait for it to get dark, because it's better for me to adjust this stuff in the lighting that it'll be when I build model kits, which is in the evening. So it's better for me to do that than during the daytime, because I might have light coming in from the window and all that. So I kind of have to do it. I kind of have to wait until the evening. I haven't been waiting until the evening to adjust, so I kind of really need to do that. And that should theoretically make things easier for those things. So I'll try to do that tomorrow and Wednesday. Speaking of tomorrow, I hope you will tune in for another stream of Persona 4 Golden with mods. That's right, we're back at it again with the mods. We're finally at the part, because I played off stream to get there. It's gonna happen, folks. We're doing it. I'm gonna fucking stream myself using a mod that we have not been able to use yet. We're gonna fish. I figured out how to do it. I did all the side story stuff that I had to do that involved fish. That was just nonsense. I did all that. I have completed all of the tasks required for that. So now we can go fishing. We'll go into a dungeon probably. There are a couple... All right, I'm going to tease this. I'm going to talk about tomorrow, so I'll tease it now. There's a mod that I downloaded that I think is a terrible idea, and I really look forward to it maybe driving me crazy. It is a mod to the text that will be very silly. And I think people will like it. I hope people like it. It's a very goofy idea as a new mod. It's nice adding some new mods. There's also a thing that adds a text for an upcoming dungeon, which I may or may not get to, that makes it a lot easier to not get lost. There is a part of an upcoming dungeon that can be tricky, and this one makes it easier to remind you, so you don't get lost. All right, let's panel line this. Pop in that piece there and panel line that. I guess let's talk about AW Collision, which happened on Saturday. I did not watch the beginning of it. I was kind of aware what was happening, and then I watched all of it immediately after because my folks have TBS or cable, so we have TBS, and so I can watch the West Coast feed of TBS and TNT. So, because it's on TNT, I should say. So we ended up watching that, and I would describe that as fine. Overall, that was a fine show. Did it feel like Dynamite? Kind of. Did it feel like a long episode of Rampage because it didn't really move any storylines forward? Yes and no. Um, I don't like the announce team because I don't particularly think that Kevin Kelly is that good of an announcer. And I think Nigel McGuinness is a real quiet, introspective heel announcer that kind of needs to be with someone a little more bombastic. I mean, I'm not gonna kick dirt in the face of Jr. Good old Jim Ross, who was certainly not up to snuff. He had suffered an accident and hurt himself, and his voice was shot. He only came out for the main event, but he probably didn't. I mean, they announced that he was going to be there, but he probably didn't need to do it if he was that hurt. But so it is what it is. That part I was like more like I don't know. I was more sorry for the old man than I was like mad. But yeah, overall, I didn't necessarily particularly enjoy the announce team. They have so many great announcers. I don't know why you bring in Kevin Kelly, but they did. They wanted to do it, and so they did. But yeah, I mean, overall, it's nice to see Samoa Joe on TV, getting paid to be on TV. Fucking, that's cool. Sky Blue and Willow Nightingale had complimentary outfits, which to me, if you're in a tag team and you're dressed differently, I don't like that. So they weren't dressed differently, and I appreciate that choice. I thought it was a good choice. I thought they showed themselves well. It's nice to see those ladies pick up a victory. Let's see. Miro was Miro was there doing Miro's thing. That was fine. I mean, so what the fuck's going on? What are they doing with Wardlow? I really did. Hey, Harold, welcome. I really did think pairing Wardlow with Arn Anderson was like a good idea. It was like something that he needed because it gave him like someone to kind of hit promo, someone to bounce off of. This was going to be a good thing for Wardlow, who has felt like stop and start so many times. And I guess they wanted like a big thing to happen so that people would be like, oh, yeah, well, this is, collision. Anything can happen. Our TNT champion can lose the belt to a guy that's been champion before. That we also, Luchasaurus has been tag champion. He hasn't been solo champion. It just feels unnecessary and a weird thing to do. I mean, I don't know if they need to give. I thought this was the refresh, but maybe they want to do another refresh for the dude. But yeah, I was overall pretty disappointed to see Wardlow losing that belt again. There's been like so many TNT champions in 2023 alone. That's the belt that fucking moves and bounces back and forth, and it's like, it's kind of rough. Let's see. What else happened in that night? CM Punk cut a promo, and I'm like, I don't give a shit about that promo. I don't give a shit about CM Punk. Fine, whatever. Yeah, get your goofy jokes in, get your digs in at the people that own the company. Last week says, isn't that the point of it? Can you let me know what you are referencing when you say, isn't that the point of it? Because I don't know what I just said that maybe you were responding to, Lashbrook, which is okay. Because then I will know what you are referring to. I mean, it may have been something to do with Luchasaurus and Wardlow. The TNT belt. Like, they never really do short runs for the main belt. So, none of their belts move around except for the TNT belt. And that's a problem to me. The tag belts move a little bit sometimes. But if only one of your champions is constantly rotating, it makes that belt meaningless, is my thought, Lashbrook. Like, yeah, it's cool to have title changes on TV, and you want that, right? But like, trios belts don't really move. I mean, they're still pretty new, but they've moved the most because of like shenanigans more than anything else. Um, Tag belts move a little bit. TBS titles only had two champions in its time. Women's World Championship does move a bit, but not a lot. The world title sits on people, which is a good thing. You want that. The international title, I mean, doesn't move at all, it seems. We had three champions for the All Atlantic / International. I think at some point Orange Cassidy should probably lose that belt because it would only, benefit him to move on to something else once they have something else for him. But yeah, I mean, like, I think that there should be a belt that like, I think more belts should move around is, I guess, what I'm trying to say. And it shouldn't just be one belt that goes between different people. Because I think that's where we're at now, is there's one belt that we know will move and a bunch of belts that don't. So it's kind of weird. Also, Wardlow needs, like, I was hoping this was going to be a good long reign for Wardlow. But it's frustrating for him that he just can't keep a belt. I don't know. I think that's just, to me, a poor choice as someone watching the product. In the Immortal Worlds of Austin Walker, redistribute the belt. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I like to see some titles held. Also, I will say this. We did get a wonderful visual of Christian, the manager of Luchasaurus, grabbing the belt and holding it. Luchasaurus, who won the title, has not, on TV anyway, has not held the belt, and I think that's pretty funny. That is a funny choice, and I can get behind that choice. I like that idea that he, like Christian is holding that belt like Christian won it. That's funny. That's good. That's good shit. Buddy Matthews versus Andrade El Idolo. Andrade El Idolo is how you say the name. Kevin Kelly, really fucking that name up a lot. Weird. It's weird how he was fucking that name up. It's unlike him to just be like that. But it was a strange bit of business that was happening. Overall, this was a fucking killer match. This is probably match of the show, in my mind. Just two dudes that don't have any history other than both being former WWE guys, but like as characters, no history. Andrade playing the babyface got that nice like welcome back reaction because he's been away for a while, and he can play the babyface pretty well. But he was a heel. There's a heel stable that he started and brought, that had been in Ring of Honor, but he brought to AEW. And I gotta wonder, since at the end of this very fucking good match, he wanted the handshake, Buddy Matthews didn't want the handshake. House of Black came in to be rough and tumble, and it's like, okay, well, does that mean that Andrade has to get some friends together to fight them? And if that's the case, like, who the fuck is Roosh gonna turn face? Is it like Dralistico and Preston Vance and Jose the assistant? Are they going to turn babyface and help him out? Does babyface Roosh work? I mean, I guess it could. I definitely don't think babyface Preston Vance works. So I don't know. That could have just been a thing where they were like, well, we know people are going to like him, but then when he got attacked after the match, it was like, this seems kind of out of left field. I don't quite understand what's going on there, but okay. Yeah, so I was confused about that. But the match itself was a fucking banger. It was really strong. Really strong outing, good showing for both of them. Uh, nice to see. Let's see. Because also, if you told me that you were gonna have uh, Andrade and the rest of um, his crew, LFI, versus House of Black, then in my mind, House of Black would be the baby faces because the people liked them because people are fans of them, and it wouldn't be the crew that steals masks and is mean to people, where one of the guys' favorite move is taking a mic cable from underneath the ring and choking someone with it. So it seemed to me that would not be the babyface team. So this is heels versus heels. I don't know. That, like I said, it's confusing. So we have two guns that we're building and a sword. The sword can live on the back of the kit, but we'll just have a whole sword probably. But let's get the gun first. We have the gun from the original version of the Hyakuren, and then a gun that only is for this version. But we'll build the other one anyway. Let's see. Miro versus Tony Nese. Tony Nese just fucking insulting the crowd, wanted them to work out with him, was very funny. This is a good classic babyface gimmick, heel gimmick. If you are a good looking, put together body wise heel that you want the crowd to exercise with you, just get some cheap heat that way. And then Miro came back. Miro, who probably should be a heel, but was definitely going to get a positive response when he returned. Got that positive response because people were just like, fuck yeah, fuck yeah, fuck yeah. It's our boy. Our boy is back. We are happy to see Miro. It was pretty much a squash. There was some offense, but it was mostly a squash. And I like Miro, so I'm glad Miro's back. Outcasts versus Sky Blue and Willow Nightingale. Again, matching outfits from Sky Blue and Willow, who are not normally a team, was very good. I'm always going to pop for that. I always like that. It's a thing that I like. And the crowd, Sky Blue, the most important Chicagoan of the night, of course, cheered in Chicago, as she should be. I mean, she's just, people are into her. They like Sky Blue. I get it. I understand it. She's very fun. Willow gets a good response because she's fucking Willow Nightingale and she fucking rules. So it's like, fuck yeah. It's just overall good times. Also, I'll say this. Always happy to see a wrestler that I like get paid. So I am happy to see Ruby Soho out there getting paid because she is a darling, a wonderful person, legitimately a good person, and so I am happy that she is getting that money. I want her to have that money. I'm glad she's getting that money. So, that's about it as far as that match because it was mostly just like fucking fine, for the most part. Blue's, her finish looked good too, which is nice. Changing things up. Acclaimed were hanging out with Tony Schiavone at ringside. Tony was there, which was fun. The Acclaimed are a whole thing. They keep saying they want the trios titles with Billy Gunn. And it was nice to have them there because, of course, Saturday night, the night before Father's Day, Billy Gunn is everybody's dad, which is a fun little bit of business. I thought that was nice. Nice to have, nice to acknowledge Billy Gunn just out there doing his thing. FTR and Punk have a new shirt. They are CMFTR, which is supposed to seem cool, but definitely looks like the name of a company that is going to revolutionize the comforter industry. CMFTR Comforter. That is clearly not what they're going for. What they're going for is a tribute to Bret Hart because it's black and pink. And yeah. What's up, Rara? But yeah, it's just comforter. It's just like this one has pockets and sleeves. And it's like, okay, cool. You made a comforter with, or this is a comforter that has a big pocket. It's got a strap so you wear it around your neck. Forget those sleeves things. You just have a strap on there. We got a weighted version. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck they're going for with this shit. But, like, come on. But, like, come on. Really. What are we doing here? Punk did very little in the match, which is, like, fine. What's up, Get Good? Hello. Get Good Cheesecake. Yeah, I mean, CM Punk was fine in the match. He didn't do a lot. That's probably for the best because the man was injured. And of course, he wasn't away because of the injury the last time. But you know, guy got injured. Let's be nice, I guess. I don't have to be nice because I'm not in the wrestling industry. So I don't have to play nice about that. But you know. Look, I don't want the guy hurt. I saw a video of Samoa Joe's chops. Yes, he laid them in stiff, like you would expect from Samoa Joe. One thing there was a couple moments I really like. So it's never explained why Samoa Joe agreed to be in a trio, like a three group with the Bullet Club Gold members, Juice Robertson and Jay White. And at one point, Samoa Joe tagged himself in, and Juice started to maybe argue, and Jay was like, no, we don't need to, don't worry about it. Yeah, it's okay. And I thought that was a nice bit of business where he was just like, no, I don't want to fucking deal with Joe being mad. Like, let's just get this done. Let's get this match done, and let's get this payday. And I thought that was a good bit of business. So we got our blade that can normally rest in the back, but we're going to take it off the sheath there. And we're going to put it on the hand because that's cooler. It's just cooler. Is this an Iron Blood Orphan mobile suit? It is. This is so this is a variation of the Hyakuren. This is Amida's Hyakuren. So it is, instead of the blue, it's pink, and it has this gun, which is different from the gun that normally comes with the Hyakuren. But otherwise, it's pretty much an identical kit. They give it a different gun, which is neat, because she had a different gun. This is one of the few kits from Iron Blood Orphans that I hadn't built. I've built a lot of Iron Blood Orphans kits, because it's a great series, and the kits are fun to build. Especially the Gundams, because they have that odd skeletal thing where it's like hunched over, because they are demonic, not humanoid, which is a weird, cool thing. But yeah, that's going to do it for this kit. We got a big blade. We got a big gun. We finished this up. We worked on this past couple of streams. There is the back part of this kit. I took it off for photos, but there is this part that pops in here. And then this is where you would put... Yes, the Gushin Rebake Full City is... First of all, Gushin Rebake Full City is like such a mouthful. It's a wonderful mouthful. Yeah, so I can put the knife on the back there if I wanted to, but I don't want to do that. We'll just leave that there so that I can find it. I'm going to put that down so I can take an easy photo from above of this kit. But yes, that is a rad kit. One thing so there's many things I like about Iron Blood Orphans as a philosophy for mobile suits. One, of course, as I said, is the demonoid appearance of the Gundams, where they have claws and they're feet don't look more like paws than your usual boot in a Gundam. I like that a lot. Another thing I enjoy about it is the plethora of weapons that are not just guns, that are swords, that are knives, that are the jaws of life for some reason. Big hammers. Oh, there's a couple big hammers in the show. I love that. That's good and nonsense. Or like, it's a sword, but it's like the kind of sword that that folks had in the military to like swing, or like wars had to swing at people on horseback to knock them off. So just big, heavy like swords, and that's the sword I have for some reason. Big scissors, yes, the reverse jaws of life, basically. There's some really fun, brutal, when you think about it, but still fun weapons that I can appreciate. All right, so let's get a photo of this because we have now wrapped it up, and then we will get into the nonsense. Got some nonsense to work on here. So let me take a photo of this thing, and we'll call the Amida completed here. All right, let me. Oops, I had Pokemon Go up. You know how it is. Sometimes you just want to have Pokemon Go up on your phone. We'll just that there, and then blade like that. Yeah. Oops. Blade came off. Gotta fix this. Pokemon Go to the polls. Indeed, Lord Crashington. Indeed. Went out for breakfast, I talked about earlier, and it was in a spot near a tourist area, right near a tourist area, which is fine. But mostly it was great because it was sandwiched in between 3 Pokestops. And that was awesome. I got a lot of things for a quest where I had to go and spin a bunch of Pokestops, and I was able to do that throughout breakfast, which ruled. All right, that's it for this kit. I've now taken a good photo of it, and we will we'll put that aside, and then we will switch our image up for our puzzle. So if you're unfamiliar about what this is going to... Whoops, no. Yeah. Yes, great. What I'm doing here, this is the RX-78-2 3D puzzle by a company called Baerly. This kit does have stickers. I have watched a couple videos of people putting this together, and so I know we got tiny little black stickers that are part of the head, like the vents on the side. This sticker is going to go over the chin of the kit. We've got the eye sticker. We've got the under eye sticker. We've got the front and back camera stickers. We've got the basically like the nose sticker. And then, and then basically the V-fin sticker that goes right there. And then these are just extra stickers that don't go anywhere. We got several stickers that I've never seen anyone use, so I don't know. I don't know why they're there. But this is the RX-78-2. We've got our stand here, and we are going to be building on that. We're going to start from the bottom, work way up. So. As far as instructions, this is a puzzle, right? We are going to be using our guide here. I've made some notes about like where there are stickers, so I remember where those stickers go. But we are just going to be like looking for the puzzle piece 1 and 2, because our first step is going to be putting 1 and 2 together. Now, how those 2 pieces go together, I don't know. That's going to be me figuring that out as we go. There are a few things that I do know, like this is a piece that's going to go in the middle and then lock. We have a thing called key here. We're going to be placing this in, and then we're going to turn it to lock it in place so that it doesn't fall apart, but it will theoretically fall apart before that's in, so that's fun. I know that... like, you know, by color, I can kind of tell where things are going with it. We got some cool, these are our beam sabers. They don't have any beams, but they'll just live there. So I kind of know, like, the gist of it from knowing what an RX-78-2 looks like. But I'm just going to kind of pile all my stuff on one side and the other. And I could separate all these by type or by color. That's not going to help me with the instructions. I'm just going to have to find the pieces as they go. Some of these are going to be easier to find than others. But like, I can kind of guess by knowing what the photo is. So what I should do is have, like, I don't know. Like, I know that these two parts are going to be early on. These are pieces 3 and 4. I know that 3 and 4 are going to be on pretty soon because they are the vents. So we would start by working our way up there. So a lot of this is going to be me just like looking to see if I can figure out what the part is based on that, like my photo, and just kind of putting it together. And I guess I can build it on this. That's my thought, is I'll build it on the stand here so that hopefully it doesn't slide around too much. But yeah, I assume this first piece is going to be blue. And I think this is the first piece. So this is going to be our first piece of our kit here. And then 2, I imagine, is also blue. So I will start looking for that. Is it this piece? Nope, it's not that piece. So I can just start looking at, like, no, just kind of going through these here. It might not be blue. That might be a mistake on my part. I do have a video. I do have a video that I could at any time, if I wanted to, look at as someone building it. There's also a revision of this kit that changes the instructions. And I made sure that I have a video that is the previous version of this kit, or the first version of the kit, which is the one that I'm working on here. So that I can find what I need. But we'll see if we need it, I guess is what I'm saying. Is this part? No, it's not that. It's not that. It's this one. This is the one I need. I feel like being translucent is going to make it harder. It definitely could, right? So translucent probably will make it harder for me to watch a video of someone putting this together because I won't be able to see the layers as well. But as far as me putting it together, I don't think it's going to be too bad if I'm using this guide of numbers. Now, this is part 1, this is part 2. How do they work together? I don't know. There's one way to get these together in a way that's probably going to fit right. I don't know what that is. I think it's like, it's like this. But still, I don't know what happens next after this. Like, I don't. Like, we have 3 and 4 after this. Where do 3 and 4 go? Is this the back part? Is this the front part? How do 3 and 4 fit in? 3 and 4 would have to, like, be... Okay, let's see. This is 3 and this is 4. So these are going to go... You know what, actually, what I'm going to do is... I'm going to break my own rule here. I'm going to break my own rule. And we're going to take the puzzle. Oops. Puzzle. We're going to take the puzzle out of the frame. Puzzle usually lives in a frame. We're going to extend. I want to look at this thing bigger than I normally do. So I'm going to look at that. All right, so these parts are going to stick out of a front part that's going to go, like, jut forward. I don't see that here, right? Neither of these seem to jut forward. But how does this go together? Because that's part 1, part 2. So part 3 and 4 lock in some way to this. Like, this is definitely feels like the end. Would it be this? Would they lock in, like, this is part 3, this is part 4. There are some ridges here Does these have anything to do with it? So like that. Okay. Ooh, all right. That fit like that. So then this fits like, there we go. Okay. All right. All right. I'm going to make a lot of noise while I do this where I'm like, like, and it's going to sound like I'm suddenly, okay, yeah, okay. So this part is the thing that goes in. It's one of the last steps and locks everything together, right? So it makes sense that this is like the center of the kit. This is the back, this is the front, this is the back. We're making some assumptions here, but I'm feeling pretty confident about that. We're already on step 5. Now I just need to find what step 5 is. I think step 5 should be blue, but it might not be. It looks like you have a bowl of Jell-O. Yeah, I can see that, especially with the light reflecting. I've been wanting to resolve my Millennium Puzzle, but I feel like the act of taking it apart, oh, you want to resolve it? I will relearn too much of how to put it back together. I can't, I use liquid cement to reinforce the Millennium Puzzle, and if I took it apart, I don't think I could put it back together right. I think I have basically, like, I could force it apart. Like, liquid cement doesn't, like, forever adhere something. But my thinking is that I have definitely done enough damage to it, or I have done enough work to it, I should say, not damage, that I don't think I could, like, put the pieces back together. All right, so we need to find part 5. And as we go in here, and we have less parts to look at, it'll be a lot easier to figure these out. Now, I'm going to go into the impression that part 5 is a blue piece. So I'm just going to start looking at all our blue pieces. This is actually probably a good time to start doing a little knolling. We can just put like our blue together and get that together over here maybe. And then we can gotta go one by one through all the blue. Because I think that we're still doing these layers. So it's going to be a while before we get into the clear parts. But I know the back part is clear. There's going to be some parts in here that, you know, this doesn't quite fit. So we're going to get all our blue pieces together. So I think this piece is blue. So now I need to make it look, I got to find a bunch of these here. You should have hyphenated. Yeah, yes. But yeah, I don't think that I can like redo the Millennium Puzzle. Okay. All right, so I need to find this piece. This could be a clear part because there could be this could be an internal part that's clear, and I just don't know that because I don't know enough about this thing yet. This one, 6 is probably going to be easier. I think this is 6. I want to say this is 6. So I'm going to save that because I'm pretty sure that's what number 6 is. But what's number 5? Number 5, like I can't really describe it. This would be a terrible puzzle for me to do with someone because I don't know how I would describe these components. So like doing Shut Up and Nobody Bricksplodes would be very difficult with this. Is it this piece? No, it's not that. So it's got a puzzle piece on the end of one of it, and it's shaped like a weird rectangle. Is it this piece? It could be this piece. It's this piece. Oh, yeah, okay, and this is going to be... How is this going to go? Is this going to go... Yes, because it's part of the front. It's part of the chest part here. So it's going to go like that because we do need to add parts that lock the fins together, the chest part together. So then this is part 6. So I did think about this. Okay, I do want to say as I try to figure out where this part goes, which I think is there. I did think about it. And I did ask myself, Pat, is this cheating? Is knowing what the next part you need cheating? Should I have tried to do this by just looking at it, knowing what the kit is supposed to look like, and just kind of like fiddling my way? Like, should I have tried every blue part that needs to go here? Because the part needs to go here, right? And not look at number 7, figure out this is number 7, and it can only go so many ways, so it goes like that. Should I, instead of doing that, like not know what number 8 is and go, okay, it's one of these blue parts is going to be number 8. So let me try every blue part I can think of until I find it. And I don't have a good answer for you about that. Like, I don't know if I should look to see what 8 is or if I should just try every part available to me, because I still don't know how it fits together. I only know, if I'm looking, what the part is. So I don't have like that information. So it might be fun to just like try every piece until I get frustrated and then swap to another thing. Like that could be fun. I don't know. I don't quite know. I do know that this being 3D and being the quote-unquote crystal puzzle means that this thing could also be fucking infuriating. This could be a nightmare thing that I don't want to do like that, because what if I can never fucking figure it out? Which is, possible. So I don't know. Or like, I think it's a piece, and then like I can't figure out how to go together, and it was that piece, I just wasn't doing it right, like all those things. I wonder if it's this piece. No, that's not going anywhere. I don't know. I don't know. There's much to think about. Like, is it this? This is a piece that might go there. It could be this. Is that piece 8? That is piece... Okay, so this is piece 8. Looking at it. This is piece 8. And piece 8 goes like that. So I think that was the right... That was, if I can say, I think, the right piece. So then it's like, okay, well, what's next? It's probably something that goes along here, right? So do I have long piece? I have this piece. That's not going to go anywhere. It's this piece, probably. Yeah, okay, because this piece has a little ridge there. So then this would go like this. Okay. Yeah. We are going to talk about anime and manga the next hour. I don't have anything really to talk about for the next 10 minutes, I guess, because we talked about Collision. This fucking... Kotaku takes the right stance on this article. Hey, it says, there would have been a woman at Summer Game Fest, but she couldn't make it. Keeley explains that they're pretty good at diversity and that somebody nearly showed up. Melanie Libbard. So basically like, hey, I know we didn't have any women on the show, but we did invite one and she couldn't make it. So what were we supposed to do? It's kind of what they're saying, which is like, fuck off. So that is appropriate to be like, oh, yeah, I mean, it's a shame. But, well, you did try, apparently. All right, so figure out what our next piece is going to be. And also, do want to say that that person is not a game developer. The woman they were expecting to maybe hopefully have on the show is the actress who plays Saga in Alan Wake 2. And like, that's cool, but also you had a bunch of actors. What about like a developer or something? Like, what the fuck? I think this is the right piece, and my thought would be that it would go like this, but this doesn't seem to want to fit there. So that makes me wonder if that's right. Is this on right? Yeah, this should be on right. Let's go like that. This is the next piece. I'm looking at it. Is this the right piece? Yeah, this looks like the right piece. Okay, so this is the right piece. So it goes like that. I had it upside down. Okay. And he's got a quote saying, this is a great quote from Keeley, who I like more than some people do, but also, like, come on, dude, with this fucking shit. I think generally we do a pretty good job with diversity in our shows. Okay. That was something that's a fair flag. We also want to be authentic to the games that are being presented on the shows and developers that are making them. So, yeah, I think we're conscious of it. So basically, they're like, hey, it's not our fault that the games that we want to showcase only have white dudes involved in them. That's not our fault. Uh, well, if he thinks it's diverse, it has to be, right? He thinks it's a pretty diverse thing, so that means that it is. And what are we even talking about? What are we doing here? Come on. Come on. Is the right piece? I think this is. This is piece 11. How does piece 11 fit in? Piece 11 fits in like this. No, that doesn't seem right. Okay. Piece 11 fit in like this. Ooh, it fits in like that. There it goes. You understand your own songs more than once. Yes. Well, yeah, we don't get it. Also, this article does say a very nice thing. Yeah, we just don't get the music that he's playing. Uh, there's a nice thing in this article that's basically like, hey, you know, here for the people who are here just to yell, they will just yell. A quick primer for readers unfamiliar with Kotaku who are reaching for their spittle guard as they begin to comment. When you see yourself on stage, you think what you're seeing is fine, and that anyone complaining about it is a fool because you could only plainly see it was fine. But most of the earth aren't you and don't look like you, so when they watch events like this, they don't see themselves. That's not fine. Which is, yeah, pretty succinct and true. You know, if your response to something like that is, I don't see what the big deal is, it's because, like, yeah, that's part of the problem. Is that you don't see what the big deal is because it's an invisible problem to you. And that's the thing. Like, there might have been someone that said, like, hey, this is real, like, white dude focused. Could we, like, figure that out? And, like, a solution to that is, if you're like, well, these are the developers that have been made available to us for the games we want to cover, it's like, well, maybe we should cover, like, some other games that would have, that are made by a more diverse crew, that are already at that are at Summer Game Fest and, like, it's participating nonsense, that are, like, around and would be happy to have this environment to showcase their game. You could just do that. You could give that a shot. All right, so I don't know where piece 13 is. This might be piece 13. No, this isn't piece 13. Is piece 13 a clear piece? I don't think it is. But I don't see piece 13 amongst this thing. So it could be that we're looking at our first clear. One of two kinds of clear. We have crystal clear and we have, like, opaque clear. These are different clears. But I do think that piece 13 is still a blue part. But I don't know where it is. Ooh, it might be this. Okay. Put trans women in empowering roles in media challenge. This, I am enjoying this. Yes, no, I think that, like, yeah, and part of that is also like, hey, maybe you need to open up your doors to input from other people, because if you paid someone to say, like, hey, how's this shit look? Then someone could tell you, hey, shit looks bad, dude, my dude. Like, what's up? You gotta diversify your guest list here, my guy. He'd be like, oh, yeah, you're right. Like, this is a very small example, okay? This is from many years ago at my work. And it makes somebody seem in a bad light, so I don't want to talk too much about it. But there was a poster for an event. Now, this event attracts people from all across the United States and internationally as well. Not so much international, but there's certainly an amount of international people. But like a wide variety of folks come to this event, right? And it was like it had a bunch of like characters on it that just represented lots of different kinds of improvisers that would come to this event and kind of put that together. And they were like, "This is our poster," and like they made a big deal about this new poster they had and how cool it was, and oh, we got this person to design it. It isn't that fun and all that. And that person was someone who was queer, and it's like, oh, we got this queer artist to do it. We're so excited about it. And like somebody said at the meeting, why are all of these human-like characters white? And there was no good response to that. And it was not the job of the person there to have to ask this question, because that person wasn't there for that creative role. And it was not fair to them to be a person that had to be like, hey, what's up with this fucking obvious oversight? And it's like a weird thing. And then you're like, hey, this person that asked, like, what's the deal with this, is in a weird position, because they're like, there are no people of color on this committee. So it's like, this person has to be responsible for a lot of people that they are not like in a group of, just being like, hey, what's going on here? Oh, got this piece, great. It's a frustrating situation. Now, I was not at that meeting, and you better bet your ass that I would have been like, hey, Pat Baer here. You all know me and how sometimes I'm not fun. What the fuck's up with this? Could we like be better about our fucking poster? Is this final? Is this like there's no changing this? Like, are we going to be dicks about it? Like, what's up? I was not at the meeting, so I could not convey my thoughts. And then later, somebody I knew was like, it didn't even occur to me. They weren't part of it, but like when they looked at the poster, like, I didn't see anything wrong with the poster. It's like, yeah, that's why you want a lot of different kinds of people looking at a thing, because it shouldn't be one person's job to be like, hey, what the fuck, y'all? Like, it shouldn't just be one person's gig to do that. We are on step 16, and I don't know where this piece goes. That's one of the elements of this that is interesting, is I don't know how step 16 fits in here. I think, oh, okay, it goes like that. Sometimes you just drop it on there. It's really funny how much better than the offerings that the queer women-focused events were than most of the other stuff. Like, most of the most exciting stuff I saw was there, really. Yeah, so, like, right? Like, there's nothing inherently on its surface queer about the Wholesome Games event, right? Except a lot of queer folks are working on comfort games right now, which would be classified as wholesome, because they're in the indie space, right? So while the wholesome space is not by definition a queer space, it is by necessity and practice a queer haven. Because we're also at a stage in indie development where there are queer-led and queer-focused studios, and they happen to be making fun games that end up on Wholesome. But also, like, the people that are picking, like, Day of the Devs, that's a very diverse crew of people that pick what games that get showcased at Day of the Devs, and they're trying to be international in their approach. And that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be queer, but it is going to feel very different. Yeah. And it also, Wholesome Games isn't by focusing on the biggest things they can, excluding queer stories, which are few and far between in our AAA games that by which fucking sucks shit. But that is kind of where we're at. All right, that was step 16. So now we're on step 17. Let's do step 17, which is this one. So like, yeah, it's like, so it doesn't make sense. Yeah, it doesn't. It makes total sense that if you are looking at we're gonna do step 18 next. If you are looking at an event that is trying to focus on indie games, there might be something there. And when I'm talking about this in particular, this kind of thing here, I'm not. No, you're not distracting at all, Rara. I'm gonna finish my point here, and then we're gonna move on to the next thing, which is fine because we're at 10 o'clock, so we do need to move to the next thing, which is great. But yeah, I mean, like, the hope is right that like the eventuality is that you won't need to have a wholesome games direct. You don't need to have so many indie directs. You don't need to have like these kind of vibes. You should be able to celebrate those things, and you definitely you want to have those things. But like, well, the hope would be that like you could raise up the view of those games, and then you would, by raising those up and raising those creators up, you would open them up to a wider audience, a potential audience, and it wouldn't feel weird to have like it would be nice in your Miles Morales game to have someone who is not white talk about the Miles Morales game. Is he the only Spider-Man in that game? No. Would be fucking kind of cool if you had like somebody else talking about it. Maybe it would be cool. Brian Intihar, I think, is a great dude. Known that dude since the EGM days. I think Brian's pretty sweet. I don't need to hear from Brian. I've heard a lot from Brian over the years, and it's fine. I just didn't need to hear from him. There's probably somebody else that out on the team that would be cool to hear from, who maybe has a perspective that would be interesting to hear about. I don't know. Maybe the developer of Sunshine Shuffle, who is there, could appear somewhere to talk about his indie game that's coming out that seems dope as shit. I'm not going to play it because it's a horror shooter. That's not my jam, but like, I don't know, that game seems fucking rad. Apparently did well. He got a lot of attention, which is great. Anyway, there's no good transition to this, but I'm going to talk to you, friends, about ways you can support the channel, because that's what we're doing right now. So if you would like to, we'll probably, so we'll go through all that. We got various ways you can support what I do here. The first and foremost, the easiest way is by being a subscriber. So if you're currently a subscriber to the Build with Our Workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, and the Scythe emote, and the Tier 2, blue emote if you're a Tier 2 subscriber. Being a subscriber is legitimately the easiest way to support what I do here, because you're already on Twitch, and you probably sub to somebody, so they got your account stuff. They know you. They know you use PayPal or you use a credit card. They got your stuff. So you might as well help out your friend Pat. That's one way to do it there. Or if you have Amazon Prime linked with your Twitch, you get that token. You can use it on somebody. If you don't want to use it on me, use it on somebody else. It's free money right there, just waiting. It's on the table. That is the thing you could do. What else? How could you also support? Oh, gifting a sub to somebody in the community. You could gift a sub if you wanted to do that. We've had a lot of gifts this month. We're currently at 54 subscribers. Of course, for my birthday stream, which is this Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern, until... we just got cheered. I hadn't even mentioned that. But yeah, bits and coins, always appreciated. Thank you very much, Harold, for that. We do love a bit. Thank you very much for the cheer. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. I'm going to try to get 86 subscribers for my birthday stream, which is this Friday from 4 p.m. Eastern till 8 p.m. Eastern. We got a bunch of fun stuff we're going to do. We'll start off. I'll start the plastic duck simulator. I'm going to start that game like during the afternoon, and I'll like tweet it out like what the code is, and people can come and join and hang out and see. It's a very inexpensive game. It's the most idle of idle games. You get more ducks in your swimming pool. Hey, we just got a tip. That's so lovely. Thank you very much. I appreciate that so much, Rara. Thank you for the tip. On this screen, my text is very small, so I'm going to go and see what it was said in Stream Elements. So I appreciate that very much, but I fucked up by not having it in a bigger size for those comments, so I couldn't read it. But I appreciate that very much. It's so kind of you. Let's see. $4.20. All my homies hate the 50-50 revenue split. Indeed. While I do think that Twitch would certainly be better served by having a better revenue split or more opportunities for affiliates and partners alike in ways to make more money through their site, which would in turn increase their own profits. I am happy that I do not have to be dependent on solely on donations. And I'm also happy that I have some avenues of income coming in, like Twitch. I'm over, I've got Twitch, but I also have alternatives to Twitch, like my Patreon at patreon.com/PatBaer. There's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for the different tiers. Consider Patreon. It's the best cut of anything out there, as far as I know. Don't use Kick. I don't think Kick's going to exist in a year. All that money is coming in through online gambling sites. And angel investments from the shadiest fucking people. The public information we know about Kick sucks. Not to mention the private information we don't know. But I don't think that Kick is going to exist in like 2 years. I think they're going to run out of money because they're not going to be drawing advertisers. Who the fuck wants to advertise on Kick? And it doesn't look good. Anyway, I've got a YouTube channel. We're going to get through these pretty quickly. Then we'll get back to building, and we're going to talk about some anime and manga because we've got some anime and manga to chat about in the second hour. We got to talk about Witcher Mercury. I got a YouTube channel. You can subscribe there. You can also become a member there. You get videos early. If you do that, you can get my Wednesday video tomorrow. You get it on Tuesday. So we got that. Let's see. We've got direct donations. We just had a donation through Stream Elements. Thank you very much for that. We also have PayPal directly and Coffee and everything I make during streams from those sites. So the money I got from Stream Elements there goes into a fund, and I buy model kits and equipment with that. The kit that we just finished tonight, the Hyakuren right here, that was bought with money from that fund, from that I put aside for that. Now the kit we're currently working on right now was bought off my Amazon wish list. It was a birthday gift, which was very kind and lovely, because my birthday's coming up. So this and the Lego set that I'll be building after that were bought on my Amazon wish list. And you could buy something on my wish list. It'll jump the queue, become the next thing I build. You don't have to. I got some inexpensive Lego. I got more expensive model kits. I just added another Iron-Blooded Orphans kit, the Sigrun, which is purple and has a cool shield that I would like to build. And I also recently added another Witcher Mercury kit, the Lubris, which looks like it might have a flight mode. I don't know. I don't think it does, but it looks like it should have one. I got a bunch of stuff there. Inexpensive kits, expensive kits, equipment at the bottom because it's always nice to have gear. I'm always trying to add new stuff that I would love to see built. And yeah, if you want to do that, obviously, it becomes the next thing. My birthday is on Friday, rah rah. That's correct. That's where we're doing the bonus stream on Friday. My birthday subathon. So Friday. I have a Throne wish list. There's some different stuff on there that's not on my Amazon wish list. You can check out over on Throne there if that's something you'd like to do. It's nice to have alternatives to Amazon. And USA Gundam Store. You buy a gift card at USA Gundam Store and then just like send me a whisper here on Twitch with the gift card code that you get in your email. That's if you're just like, Pat, I don't know what to buy, but I also want to support a local business. USA Gundam Store is a pretty big family-owned business, but like, it's cool. They're in Florida. When they put stuff in the mail, I get it pretty soon. It's nice. So let's see. We got all that. I have a Discord. You can join my Discord. I post build photos at the end of every stream. People post stuff they're working on. So check out my Discord. Today I put up a new episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club. I talk about how to track down anime in 2023, how to find it. And when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about like if you want to watch an old series and you don't know how to find it, how do you do that? Or if you're looking for upcoming anime and you're like, I want to learn more about like what's going on in the next season. Where do I go for that? So I tried to make it easy for people to pick up and understand where I'm coming from on that. But it is a question I get now and again where people are like, how did you know? Because like Crunchyroll and High Dive don't do the best job of letting you know what's on their service and what's new on their service other than the stuff they're pushing, right? So like, yeah, I'm going to find out about like Crunchyroll has a YouTube channel where they put clips up of their new shows. They don't put clips up for every show. Like they haven't put up a clip this season for Kuma 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 Baer, the new season. So if you didn't know, you might not, like if you didn't do outside research, if you were only like, well, I'm going to see what Crunchyroll is putting clips of and see, I'll watch a clip and see if I want to watch that show. You wouldn't know from them that there's a second season of Kuma 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 Baer, which is a delightful show. And that is tough to find out there. So like, that's why I'm trying my best to like, this video will hopefully give you some directions on ways you can go and find out information if you want to check out some new shows or find old ones, which unfortunately there's no perfect solution for finding old shows because even Google isn't going to help you because Google's going to send you to like an Amazon link for an out of print DVD. Google's not going to know that Tubi has the show you're looking for. So that, which is frustrating. And then Baerly Rehearsed is an ongoing video series where every week I do a piece of comedy that I have written and performed and I have practiced, so it is barely, at least, rehearsed. And this most recent one didn't get a lot of love, but I really enjoyed this episode of Baerly Rehearsed. I thought this one was pretty fun. The local news, Danny Local and the local news. I thought it was a funny idea. I don't know. It didn't hit hard. Sometimes they don't. Hopefully, the next one that I'm going to do will hit even harder that I just recorded. I think is pretty funny. You'll find out on Wednesday. All right, so I want to work with Danny Local so badly, Pat. Yeah. Danny Local in the local news. He's bringing you the news. Thank you, Harold. I appreciate that. Views do not equal quality. And that is a thing I have to tell myself sometimes. Where sometimes, also, this is the thing that I have told myself since I began doing comedy for paying or free audiences many years ago, is that sometimes the thing that makes me laugh is not going to make the audience laugh, and I think that's okay. But like, yeah, it's like, yeah, it's just one of those things where like, I'm not trying to like, if I could get more people to see what I do and get more people out there, I think that might be fun. But the reality is, Baerly Rehearsed is an exercise, like all my Wednesday projects are an exercise in, I'm going to do this thing every Wednesday. Every Wednesday I will have a new video. And this is year 4 of that. which is, I think, fucking cool that every year I change. Although there was the year that I did two different things because I got sick of doing one of them, but whatever. You know what I mean? The idea that I'm like, I'm going to do this project and I'm going to do it every Wednesday. I'm going to do 52 of these things. And it's, if any of them pick up, that's great. Like a project I did 2 years ago, the ranking videos, for whatever reason, a couple of those ranking videos did really well. I don't know why. That's awesome. That's bonus. But the thing is, I did 52 ranking videos. And the 52nd one was me ranking the 51 ranking videos that I did. And so, like, that's dumb in a way that I love. That's what I'm doing. Here, I'm going to do a bunch of characters, and it's all pieces that I have written and performed, and I'm going to have 52 of them. And 4 of them are going to be clean slates where I get rid of all the garbage ideas I had that I didn't end up using. I just have been sitting there waiting for me to use them that I don't want to. So, you know, it's like, and that's fun in its own way. And that's going to be like my year. And that's kind of like, the hope is, I just find that people click on my videos way less and presented them as part of a series. Yes, people don't want to click. I'm doing myself a disservice by numbering my videos. I know I am. Oh, yeah. I mean, I should be actually doing a proper thumbnail, putting the name of the series on the thumbnail. Numbering them is probably a bad idea because I could do the episode thing where it's not numbered on the actual title, but it's numbered in the playlist, and I could do it like a season of it. There are things I could do, and I probably should do them, and I might do them. But the reality is, this is just a thing that I like doing. That it's more of a thing for me, and if other people like them, that's awesome. Whereas like Pat Bear's Anime Club, I post links to that in a bunch of places. Those are the ones that I'm like, hey, I made this thing if you're ever looking for that. Like I try to do those. That's the program that I like try to push. That's the series I try to push because that's the thing I've done live panels of. When I'm going to get back into the panel scene at some point in my life, that is the thing that I'll be pushing as a panel that I can do with guests and all that. Whereas the Wednesday series is more like, oh yeah, I also shared that. And that's like, I don't know. That's counterproductive. I should have a YouTube channel for every one of my YouTube ideas. But I also don't want to do that. I don't want to do the YouTube channel that is just for Pat Bear's Anime Club and the YouTube channel that is for my weekly comedy series and the YouTube channel. Like I already, my VODs are on their own thing and that's good. That'd be, yes, it would be Lord Crashington. And then I couldn't do like my how to do CPU versus CPU in WWE 2K23, which has, I'll be honest, the most views of any video I've done this year because people search for that. And I don't want to do a YouTube channel that is like tips and tricks for video games because I would have to make that a joke. But I also thought it would be nice to upload that video because people don't know how to do it. Because they don't tell you. You just have to know. I don't like that. I like having the ability to do all that. I don't know. We're getting too much into the weeds here. I need to drink some water. Oh, no. No, Rara. Your suggestions are helpful, and you are telling me things that I should, in some ways, should probably do. I have resisted in many ways trying to succeed within a system that I don't enjoy, which is YouTube as a whole. But I should probably be taking some steps. Oh, totally. Rara, like, yeah, like, I would love to be in a position where I could be like, hey, make this thing more approachable for other people that I do. Help me do that. I should. Anyway, I have to drink some water, and we're going to get back to this, and we're going to talk about some other stuff right now. No, yes. So I don't use my TikTok. Like my TikTok should be promoting my streams and my videos, right? Like there should be a 15 to 20-second version of Pat Bear's Anime Club this episode, right? I should take a clip of that and go like, hey, if you want to know how to find, like, hey, how do I find Bocchi the Rock? Well, I could use this site to find me Bocchi the Rock, and it'll tell me where I can watch Bocchi the Rock. Like, I should have that and go like, and for more tips, check out my video on YouTube. I should do that. Or the little clips that I pull, like, I occasionally appreciate that people clip stuff from my streams, right? And now Twitch has that tool to export those clips, and it makes things very easy for them with that, and I appreciate that they do that, right? But I should also be going through my VODs looking for fun moments and clipping those moments. I should be clipping on my own. I should be hitting the clip button. And I don't. And that's frustrating. Like, I don't do, like, highlights of the week for my YouTube because that's, like, a job. And I don't want that job. So and I don't have the money to pay someone to do that job. But like, if I wanted my streams to like go well, then like, I don't know, a segment here tonight would have, like, there might have been something tonight that I clipped. And maybe there wasn't anything. Maybe there's nothing good about what we talked about tonight. But like, I probably should do that. And I'm not, and that's okay. At least I promote myself on websites. Like, I was like, do I want my co-host? Maybe my co-host should just be for bits and pure. It's like, no, fuck that. There are people who follow me on co-hosts that don't know who I am, that probably don't know I stream. So, like, every time I stream, I should tell them on co-host, hey, I have a stream. Check it out. And the same thing, like, there are people who follow me on Mastodon because it's the Mastodon client that I'm using, or whatever it's fucking called, is run by Brad and Will. So, like, Brad Shoemaker and Will Smith. So, like, there are people who are following me there because they follow everyone that's part of that Mastodon instance. I'm not using the right terms for that. Whatever. But they might not follow me anywhere else. So I should tell them that I'm streaming, or that I'm asking for people to go to my Ko-Fi page, or whatever the fuck is going on. Why shouldn't I tell them that? When I get on the Sky Blue app, it's Blue Sky. When I get on Blue Sky, I'm going to fucking promote my shit. Of course I'm going to promote my shit on that website. Why wouldn't I? I want people to fucking see the work that I do. All right. We got to talk about some anime. We'll probably talk about some manga as well. But let's talk about some anime. Let's get into it. There were two shows that we got to talk about tonight. We got to talk about episode 10 of, because a lot of shit happened in Witcher Mercury season 2. This is episode 10 of 12. If you like old Gundam shit, there's some old ass Gundam shit in this one for you that you might be into. I know I was into some of this old ass Gundam shit because it was fucking cool as hell, y'all. Let's see. There was like a Zeta reference in the commercial break. Okay, so Prospera, everybody with Quiet Zero, everybody knows this masked. Hey, turns out the masked lady up to no good. The thing called Quiet Zero turned out to be fucked. Weird, right? All right, so how does this work? Where does this go? This is number 19. Okay, great. Okay. 20 is this piece? No. 20 is clear. Ooh, it's the dark clear. All right, this is 20. That's going on the back. I think this is the back of this thing. And I don't think there's... Oh, that flew out. So I got all like, ooh, and then I messed it up. Wait, that's not right. Wait, where do you go? You go like that. No. This is very funny because I was like, oh, this goes here. Nice. And then I just like messed up this other piece and I don't know where it goes now. And I don't know which piece this was. It goes like this. Should go like that. Yeah, okay. So this is going to go in and feed in there. I have to be careful as I slot this in that I'm not putting too much pressure on. Okay. So what happens this episode? I'll go through this pretty quickly. She's still destroying stuff using Quiet Zero. Mjolnir is depressed. She looks like shit. We've got some people with Earth House helping out, and they're trying to get the Callan Barn. Callan Barn is a Gundam that was like in storage and like put aside. That could be. Is this the right way to do this? This does not fit in right yet. This piece needs to sit. Okay, there we go. Now I got it. Great. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Whew. These parts are like stacked right, but like if it falls off this thing, it's all going to separate and be terrible. Okay, so we did 20. Now I need 21. Is 21. 21 is not one of these pieces. I think we're now in the clear stage here. Or the dark clear stage. This is 21. We're going to have yellow in here soon. I don't know where this goes. Do we have clear before we have yellow? What is this piece? This is 21. What do? Do you go on the back of this? Do you lock in like that? Okay. Sure. 22. 22 is this piece. No, that's not 22. Let's see. Okay, so Ghoul and Suletta have a fucking fencing match for the holder title of this machine, which is look. Fencing has been in several Gundam series. This is some Gundam-ass Gundam shit. To decide things via fencing is very proper and is very funny. And Suletta wins, which is like, how did that happen? How is she suddenly good at fencing? We don't know. We'll never know. How does this piece fit in? Does this piece fit in like that? Wait. This piece. Okay. So I have to see. I don't know where this piece goes. This is the next piece that I've got here. And I don't know how it fits. I think it goes like that. It doesn't seem to want to go on like that. So I go on like this. Nope. We now have our first piece where I don't know. Our first piece that I'm like. Okay. This piece is the here. This might be that these connect before it goes on, but I don't know. I want to say this is the only place that this piece would fit, but that's clearly wrong. All right, I am stuck. So my thinking is that this is going to be part of the beam saber here holder. So if that's true, then it needs to go like ooh, like that. Hell yeah. Okay. So that's how that goes. And then 23 is going to be basically the same thing on the other side. Some variation of that. So that's going to have the indent that I need. So it's going to be dark clear. I know it's not that. It's 23 is the other one with the indent that is similar to this piece. I just need to find it. So yeah, so they have a duel. That fucking whips ass. We finally have oh yeah, then Ghoul, you know, the guy that somehow became one of my favorite characters against all fucking odds. He's like, all right, come with me. Suletta and Mjolnir meet up again. They're back together. By the time that the action starts happening, Mjolnir has now cleaned up and no longer looks like a depressed teen because her fiance is back. But basically, she's like, hey, no, we have to move forward. We got to do stuff. Rara has set up a channel for group SEO think tanking. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you, Rara. I hope that is beneficial to many people that we know and like. All right, so now I have to figure out where this piece goes. I imagine this piece goes on the back and links a lot of this together. So, like that? Yeah, okay, so that goes like that. Uh-oh. Some of the bottom has now fallen off parts of the top. This is the problem with doing this, where there is not a doing this at all. I guess this is one of the tricks of this, is I shouldn't do what I just did. I should not have done this. I should not have picked it up. I should only be rotating it. So now I have to redo this, and I don't want to redo this from scratch, but I have indeed fucked this up like a whole lot. So I don't know where this piece goes. This is an early piece. This is very, very early. So let's see if I can do it on here. Yeah, so this is a warning. If you were going to try to do this kit, don't just turn it around. Don't pick it up. It's just going to be a problem. Okay. I have now sandwiched this back together. Last result, I feel like a 3D puzzle should be able to be picked up. So, when it's all done, when we put the slidey bit into the center and lock it, then you will be able to pick it up. But right now, you can't pick it up because you got to do the slidey bits. The slidey thing has to happen, which is annoying. But yeah. But right now, if I pick this up, this could all fall apart because we haven't done the parts that lock it together. This is another part that's supposed to lock things together. This has to live on... Oh, but did I... All right, I have to redo parts of the back here now. Basically, I have to redo the stuff that I did here because the back fell apart. All right. This is not the end of the world. It's frustrating that I lost progress here, but I'm starting to understand more about how to do this kit. So this like lost progress isn't the end of the world because I'm figuring it out as I go. And I'm like, if I ever got another one of these Beverly puzzles, I would feel better about it putting these together, I think, because now I'm like, oh, okay. And then this is going to go... I don't know how this piece goes. This is the next piece. And it's got to lock in somewhere on the back here. So yeah. So this is until I get the part that locks this whole thing together, this is frustrating. This is the first one that's frustrating about this. Let's see. Suletta can kind of hold on, right? Suletta is using this new Gundam and things aren't going great. They have a plan where they're like, well, Suletta can get through this storm with this new Gundam and then we can sneak in and fuck shit up. But there is a problem. Lada shows up in the Gundam Swarzette, which I would like to. I'm thinking about pre-ordering because that Gundam looks rad. That is a cool looking mobile suit that I wouldn't mind picking up. Okay, so now I have all this. The next piece is this. And now we are going to do the part that locks the back together when I get this in. Okay, so 26 and 27 are basically screws that go in the back that are going to hold the back part plates together here and add some stability. Are they identical? I don't know. Is there only one way to do this part? I don't know. Whoop. So now I got to put these things in the back here, and they pop in. They look like this. You can see there. And they have a little part, and basically I am just feeding this through and then kind of locking it, I believe. And I think I can use the tool. Oops. Okay. It does not stabilize the bottom. It only stabilizes the back of it. So the bottom you still need to hold, but I believe I can. Yes. Okay. So top is still not fully stable, but the bottom is more stable than it was, or the back is stable. So now I can figure out what parts 28 and 29 are. That's these parts. These are the next parts that need to go on here. 28 and 29, which is this part here, and this part here. Our next episode, we are going to see Suletta fight the Ariel. Suletta's going to have to fight her Gundam, and she's going to have to fight the spirit version of herself. And that's a weird thing for me to say out loud, but that is what's happening next in the next episode. Episode 11 of Mobile Suit Gundam, 11 of 12, is a bizarre thing that I've just said, but that's true. That's the next thing that's going to happen in this fucking anime. We got to episode 12 of the Aristocrats' Otherworldly Adventure, Serving Gods Who Go Too Far. We're now done with this series. My overall impression of it is that it is very fucking funny that this is how the series ended. So, the whole reason this guy got isekai, they've decided this guy, he's going to be the savior, he's going to save us. He was brought in here for one reason and one reason only, and that is because he is chosen by the gods to become their hero and to defeat this evil god. Now, they didn't fully defeat the evil god, but he did defeat a piece of the evil god in like a couple minutes. Like literally, that most of this episode is shenanigans, and very little of this big epic episode or encounter is him actually fighting anyone. It's pretty fucking funny. Let's see. I don't know where these parts go now. I imagine we are now building parts of the head with these, but I don't know where these go. Do they fill in these gaps? Is there a gap that gets filled in by these parts? These parts here? What do these do? Where do these go? Basically, I don't think the show is going to get a second season. Let's see. The summons almost die fighting this evil dragon. But he uses his overload ability and destroys it. And he destroys the forest and the mountain. To which, of course, he is... the king is, like, pissed off about it. And then the king's just like, you know what? It'd just be fucking easier if you became king. Which doesn't happen. But he does think about just making him king. Instead, he's like, fine, I'm going to make you like the Viscount of a region. I know I just made you the Baron, but I'm going to make you a Viscount. Go and clean this place up. And this place that's like notorious adventures guild is like corrupted, and it's like not a good place. But they're going to send him there to do it, which is I guess a good application of his unbelievable abilities. All right, so I am going to cheat here, friends. And I am going to look at this video because I don't know what to do with this next part here. So I have a video up of someone building this because even with... Okay, great. I am now at the part here. Even with this, I don't know, so I'm watching a video. Oh, okay, so they go into the shattered parts there. All right, I am now... it's a sped up video. I'm just watching this. Okay, so... It looks like these two parts have to go in here, and they connect somehow to this. So I'm going to figure that out. But these two parts go in here somehow. So let me watch this video. I'm going to make this bigger. I'm going to look at this here. All right, so... Okay, so that's this piece here. Okay. And that goes. Again, this video is sped up, so I'm like slowing it down and looking at this. Okay, it goes in there. All right, great. That goes in like that. And then this is the other one, so this one goes in like that. Great. Now I think I can build this up. The last thing I want to say about that anime is just that, let's see. He defeats everyone in the Adventurers Guild. Gets himself arrested, which is very funny, and then he makes a giant mansion. And then the episode ends with everyone yelling at him, which is not in the manga. They just added that, a scene where everyone's yelling at him, because that is a commonality of the series is people are just yell at this dude for being crazy. I don't think it's going to get a second season. I think this is a fine enough show. And I had kind of forgotten how some of it even went, so that was kind of funny for me, even though I've read the manga, to be like, I don't remember what happens next in this, because it's pretty inconsequential. All right, so now I need, what is this piece? This piece is here. This piece must go somewhere on this. Figure out where it goes. To go here. How do you fit? I will say the blue pieces a lot easier to figure out than the clear. The clear does leave a little bit to be desired here as far as figuring out how this thing goes together, because it's hard to kind of see like the without really looking at it, which case I'm opening myself up for problems. Trying to figure out where this goes is a little tough, because I'm like, I don't want to. It's hard because it's hard to see like through the layers. All right, I might go to my guide again. And that's the Aristocrat's Otherworldly Adventure. I do want to talk a little bit about the manga that I have been reading, which is called Plant Monster Girl Diary. It is a weird isekai. This is part of the postmodern isekai movement where they just get fucking weird with it. Was like, what if instead of that it's a slime, or instead of this it's that. Like, okay, all right. Oh, okay. So this ends up looking like this. When this is done, this should look like this. So, okay, it goes like that. Great. In this instance, this is the series about a girl that was reincarnated into another world as like the Saintess, and she's like doing her fucking best, doing her saintly duties, and she gets betrayed and murdered and killed by a monster, and she's just like reasonably upset about that, understandably upset, I should say, that like that's how her life ended. Even though she was trying so fucking hard. And then she awakes and she is a plant. She is like a plant woman. And that's the series. The series is her misadventures trying to survive. Like, making alliances with some bees, uh, killing monsters and taking their abilities and incorporating them into her own, which is like kind of fascinating and fun. Um, I would say this series, like, you got to be pretty fucking anime brained to get into this particular series because it is fucking weird and maybe not cool in some things. I think this might be the wrong piece. I think I need something that is similar to that. Is it this piece? This piece looks similar. Maybe it's this piece is what I need. I had the wrong piece maybe? I don't know. But you kind of got to be anime brained or, manga brained for this one. Because there's a whole thing about this young boy that, like, she rescues. And she figures out, like, oh, I make this, like, ball, this, like, basically she makes, like, a version of an everlasting gobstopper. And she's like, well, I'll give it to this boy so that he won't attack me when he gets older and stronger. Which is, like, a weird thing. That's a strange thing. There's also a young girl who is a witch that takes the form of a bird and has a simpatico relationship with her, but she doesn't know she's like, I'm going to eat that bird someday. She's like, all right, well, thanks for your help, bird. I'm going to eat you someday. And she doesn't know that that's a witch in disguise. It's a weird series. I don't know if I recommend it. I don't think it's great. I think it's interesting. It certainly is a weird isekai, and I like that, and I don't mind reading some weird isekai. But it is a strange one. Where, like, one of her biggest issues is just these goddamn bears that show up, and then some, like, orcs showed up, and she's got to deal with that, or, like, there's some demons. It's just the survival of a weird, a lady who is, like, definitely monster, but still a little human inside, and we don't quite know why this even happened to her, and I don't know if we're going to get the real answer for that anytime soon. It's a strange one. And I think, let me see. Yeah, all right. So the next thing that we'll be doing on this kit is these parts. So that means that we're going to be... No, I thought these ones... Yeah, it's these ones, which are going to have stickers that have to be applied to them. So, yeah, it's this here. These need to have stickers applied in these little crevices here. And I don't want to do that tonight. So that's going to be the next thing that we do is these here. I'm going to put a little note for myself. We've got to add a bunch of little black stickers to this, and that'll be the great start to Thursday's stream, and then we'll apply that there. We'll probably put the stickers on first before we apply the head. We're going to finish this on Thursday, I think, because there are stickers, but I don't know how much longer it's going to take to put all this together. It's a weird kit. I don't hate this. I'm glad that I have this video for when I get lost. I'm glad I have some kind of guide. I think this would be frustrating if I didn't have that guide. Also on Thursday, we're going to talk more about Steam Next Fest. I played a couple games, but we'll save those for Thursday. And I think we're going to call the stream here. Because then on Thursday, we will be adding stickers and various other things and completing this thing. We'll finish it up on Thursday. Let's see. Oh, yeah, this moved. So sorry. And then I'm going to try to... I don't like this. I don't like doing this. There, you can see it. This is what it looks like. It's pretty cool. I think it's good. It's good. Oh, that's worrisome. And then is this still in the right space for the parrot? And then we're going to start this Lego parrot 3-in-1. I don't know. There are plenty of like 3D like model stuff out there. There's certainly a market for it. These kind of 3D puzzles, they're out and about. I just don't know a lot about them. This is the first time I ever worked on this kind of thing. They make a bunch of these for anime. I just noticed that they made one for Gundam, and I was like, oh, I want to build that. Let's see. Yeah, so that'll be on Thursday. We'll come back to this. But reminder, I do have a stream tomorrow night, Persona 4 Golden with mods. I'm finally going to fish. It's one of the first mods I downloaded for Persona 4 Golden. And we never got to that part in the game because you have to do a bunch of bullshit to get the fishing rod. Well, now I have the fishing rod. So I'm going to do that. And we're going to fish. And we're gonna hang out with Kanji, the best boy in the series, and we're gonna see a mod that I bet is gonna really be fucking annoying. But I downloaded a mod that does something to the text, and I won't tell you what it is. But I bet I'm gonna hate it. But it's perfect for a stream like this of like, hey, somebody made this mod and it isn't helpful. Because I think that's kind of fun to explore mods that maybe are like weird. Because a lot of them are quality of life, right? You don't have to look up the answer to this question in school. It's going to tell you what the answer to the question is, right? That's just quality of life stuff. Here's the answer to choose to have the good food when it's time to cook or whatever. Like that kind of stuff is very helpful. Also, reminder, I also have cheats. I've been also save editing, so I'm way too overpowered. And all fights are trivial because it's more fun that way. Mary Kish is playing Legend of Zelda. We're gonna go raid Mary because Mary rules. We try to raid Mary on Mondays because that's the night of the week that she streams, and Mary has a great community. And I know that Mary's always playing something fun. Often indie games, but sometimes big games like Zelda. So we're going to go hang out with Mary. Feel free to come along in this raid. Again, tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern, playing Persona 4 Golden with mods. When the stream starts, I'll talk about all the mods that we have loaded. I'll show you and then we'll get into it. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me, your friend Pat. I hope you come on this raid. I hope to see you in the future, and I thank you for hanging out with me tonight. It is Merry Mondays, so we'll go hang out with Mary. Merry Monday. Bye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.